everybody, and welcome to This Week in Dioramas, Season 3, Episode 2. I am your host, TechChucker. Now, if you aren't familiar with how this show operates, every week I go through Instagram looking for the coolest looking dioramas, and I showcase them right here on the show. Now, if you would like to be showcased in a future episode, all you need to do is upload your diorama pictures to Instagram and tag them with the hashtag ThisweekInDioramas. Now, we've got a great showcase lined up for you today. We're just going to jump right on into it and get into that showcase, and then we'll talk about a couple of things after the show. So stick around all the way till the end. Let's go. Alrighty, I hope you've got your beverage of choice. I've got mine. Some coffee, cheap, old Costco special. We're gonna jump right on into this showcase right now, starting off with MT Dio Art. Now, I think that this is an amazing idea. I can't remember if we've showcased this before. I don't think we've showcased this particular piece. He has an amazing display of his Masters of the Universe figures, and this is one of those ideas that I just think is so ingenious. He's talking about how, you know, as we collect all these action figures, we get so many accessories, and they wind up sitting in bins or whatever. Create a diorama so that you can showcase all of this, and he created an armory that he can use to display all of the weapons that all of his action figures come with. What an awesome idea. But even better, I love the paint apps that you did on this. It is so well done. I love that green color. It is so well done. The weathering that you did to give it that contrast and those different little details is just so cool. And just look how good this looks. The wood pieces that you got on there look so good. It is organized so well. I wish I was this organized just in real life, let alone my action figure life. And look at the edge detail here. That is so nice. And you can see it actually looks like these are tile pieces. That is amazing. What a great piece, a great idea. So those of you out there who have bins and bins of accessories, think about making yourself an armory. So here is some of the work in progress, and look at that. He actually glued on all of these little tile pieces individually to get that look, and that looks so good. I love seeing the behind the scenes pictures. That is always fun to be able to see how you brought about these different pieces. So great job to MT Dio Art. Next up, coming from Dark Side Dioramas, just this one picture, but I really like the effect that you've got here with the lights in the background. It just looks really cool. Would love to see a little bit more of this, but what I am seeing looks really cool. I like the details with the little like pad sort of things along the inner portion of the doorway. The paintwork looks great. I'm really digging on the architectural sculpt type of design or whatever. The only thing that I might recommend is a way to kind of cover this edge just a little bit to make it look a little cleaner is all that I would recommend. But otherwise, this is really awesome. And even without that thing that I recommended, it still looks really cool. This next one is coming from El Chombo NYC. It is Superman, the Mezco Superman, and he made a display for it, and this looks so cool. I always love El Chombo's work. He does such great work. I love the circular bases that he makes. Usually it's coming from clocks or whatever that he has found, and this is so cool. It's the jeez, I can't speak. The Fortress of Solitude. Look at that. That is so cool. I love the light underneath with the glowing of the ice. That is awesome. And I'm wondering, did you sculpt the Superman logo for the front? Or is that... Let me know if you watch the episode. Let me know if that is sculpted or not. I could be listening to it, but if there's music, usually that I get copyrighted, and then YouTube wants to be mean, so I try not to have the audio going while I'm doing this. But this is an awesome looking piece. I love the fact that you've got it spinning here so we can see the front, the side, the back, everything. Awesome job. Next, coming from Dioramas, I'm not sure, let me see, Mythclot, I'm not, Saint Seiya. I don't know anything about Saint Seiya, but I do like the imagery. It gives me a very ancient Greek look, so at some point I should really educate myself a little bit more on what Saint Seiya is, but I'm really digging on the ambiance of this picture. It looks super cool. I want to see more. I always want to see more, but what I am seeing I really like. I love the colors, the blue. I'm sure a lot of that is coming from the lights that you've got glowing underneath, but how epic is that looking? That is so cool. And then you've got the rubble here. It just looks awesome with the smoke effects and what have you. Awesome job. Next, coming from Saint Seiya Squads, we've got another Saint Seiya themed diorama, and this one is really cool. It's built by Nicky Diorama. Let's go back to the other one. Who built this one? Because sometimes I'm not sure. I think it is Dioramas that built this, but they might be associated with the same group. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be very wrong. So don't hurt me in the comments if I'm wrong. But this is a really cool looking piece. I always love their attention to detail in how they can get these ruins looking so natural. I mean, it looks so authentic. It looks just like it would out in Egypt or wherever. I just love it. The paintwork, it's so well done. And from what I understand, I think they mold these little pieces, these accent pieces, and then they can paint them up however they need to. And so that's a really, really awesome thing to be able to do, to get that fine detail to look like it's really sculpted in there. But you didn't have to sculpt it yourself necessarily. So that is really cool. But look at the texture within the rock formation here. I mean, you can see little textures all throughout. So I'm wondering, did you sprinkle this with a little bit of sand of some sort with glue and then paint over it? Or are you using a textured paint? I gotta know how you did that. So let us know in the comments if you happen to be watching. We all want to learn, how did you get that textured paint? Because it looks so delightful. Next up, coming from Mr. C5050, new diorama Castle Ruins with don't know what we're saying there. Sorry. Apparently my coffee is kicking in. Again, sculpt work on here is looking spectacular. I love the fact that up at the top here, these blocks are just kind of like hanging on for dear life. I'm guessing that you probably sculpted each of these blocks individually and then glued them together. That's what it looks like you did. Let us know in the comments. I'm saying that a lot. Let us know in the comments. Let's get that comment section going. Put it on fire. Yeah, we're not cutting any of the weirdness out. I really dig this piece. I love the textures and I love the paint apps that you did. Each of these blocks has a little bit of a different color tone, which is so nice. And then you got this little bit of debris, sort of rubble and texture with some of the dirt and probably some leaves and whatnot. Lots of attention to detail. A very, very well executed piece. This next one is coming from Virtual Oneer, and I gotta say, what really is drawing my eye to this is the graffiti. I love the graffiti and the water effect that you've got here. The little pieces of trash that are floating about in there. You really nailed the look with this water and with the graffiti. It pops so much that even with just the single picture, my eye is drawn to this. When I was going through trying to put together the show, this one kept catching my eye and I knew I had to throw it in here. You did such a great job with the vibrant colors for the graffiti, but then also with the brickwork. Really digging on the weathering with the rust that's coming from this grate here, and then the little ooze dripping here. Is that hot glue dripping, or is that what material did you use for that? Again, hit us in the comments. Great job. This one's coming from MH Designs 11, new work Batman animated series. This is really cool. I'm a sucker for the Batman animated series. I wish that I would have gotten these. What are these? DC collectibles. I think, or is it DC Direct? I don't remember who it was that specifically made these. I think it was DC Collectibles. I wish I would have gotten those. Yes, I could get some of the McFarlane ones, but they're giants, and I've heard that they're not that great. So I've kind of held off on getting into the Batman animated series, but I'm really digging on this piece. I think you did a great job. The scale of it, I mean, just look how big this is. The scale is massive, which is awesome to be able to see that. I am really just digging on this piece. You did a great job on it. Next, coming from Diorama's Cloud, this is a Space Jam diorama, and holy crap, talk about taking us back. This is awesome. I am really digging on this piece. You did a great job. I love the vibrant colors. I think this is the second time I've said vibrant colors in the show already. And the paintwork that you've done on here, is this paint? Did you paint this, or is this some sort of stick-on piece? It looks like it could be stick-on, but it looks like you painted it up, which is awesome. No, it's definitely something stuck on there. It's gotta be. Yeah, it's gotta be. But it looks awesome, and it looks so nice. I love the brickwork. Look at the seam there in the bricks. That's a cool effect that I hadn't noticed at first. I really like that. But your wood floor looks awesome. Everything about this looks awesome. I'm just really digging on it. Great looking basketball hoop, which, by the way, I will be selling some of my basketball hoops very soon. I just need to find some shipping boxes, and then I will be ready to post that up. So stay tuned for that. Awesome job. This one is coming from Jax Dio. This is, what is it? From Future. I can't speak. Very nicely executed piece. I love this broken down wall with the rebar coming out. That is awesome. And the fact that you've got part of the letters painted on here. Question for the comments. Did you paint this? Did you make this as a full, undestroyed wall, paint it, and then destroy it? Or did you make this wall destroyed as is and then put your template to paint these letters on over it? How did you do that? I'd like to know in the comments below how you did that, but I'm really digging on this. I think we've seen this thing before. I think it's some sort of model kit or something. I could be wrong. People have told me what these things are in the past, and I never seem to remember it. So inform me, and then get ready for me to forget. Look at that. It is curved, this wall. I thought it was curved. That is so cool. I love the paintwork on here. That is so well done. The weathering is amazing. So great job. Next, coming from Figures and Photography, this is a really, really nice looking piece. Very cleanly done with the lines. You really nailed the architectural feel of the apartment hallway. I think it's an apartment hallway. Let me finally complete possibly my favorite dios today, despite its simplistic design details and stuff. Anyway. Wait. What did they say? Stained plywood floor, functioning hinge doors. Okay, so we're gonna go, and if you're not following them, make sure that you follow them and read up on this. But this is so cleanly done, and while he's saying that it is, what did he call it? A simplistic design. This is not simplistic necessarily. The paint, because it is painted like a regular apartment hallway, it doesn't look as though there's as many details, but you've got your wainscoting, you've got the windows with all of the grates and the trim going around it. You've got some damage on here. This is not simple. Maybe it looks simplistic because there aren't accessories in here yet, but add in some accessories to make it look lived in. You could throw some rubble as well, especially underneath here. That will always make a diorama get even more depth to it, but you have done a great job with this. I love these slats with the plaster walls. I mean, that is just great attention to detail. And right under here you've got the brick showing through. This is not a simple diorama at all. Look at the watermarks there. That is so good. And then the floor, I think this is real wood, and then my guess is that you scored it to look like it is some sort of a wood slat sort of wall or a floor, which is so well done. You did a great job on this piece. Next, coming from Hepburnicus, this piece was another one of those that, as I was going through the list, it just kept grabbing my eye, and it is because of the paintwork on here. It is so well painted. Their skill set is so high, and especially when it comes to the paintwork. But just look at all the details. Again, this is one of those pieces that has that textured sort of look, and my guess is when people are doing that, they're using some sort of sand or some sort of grit of some sort that they're gluing on, and then painting over it, and it gives that look. So if you are willing to share that, please do so. But just there's so many cool paint details throughout here that are just so eye-catching, and I had to showcase this one because of that. And the sculpt work, the detail that is in throughout here is so high. It is so good. And then I think there is there is this wider shot so we can see the whole thing, and I'm blown away with the paint apps. Always blown away with these paint apps that you do. So great job. This one's coming from the Shadow Gallery 718. Been a while, so I thought some graffiti with foam. This is a cool effect. I really like this, and this is something that you could throw up on a wall, and whether you're an action figure collector or not, this is something that could be a great decorative piece in a house somewhere, because like I said, you don't have to be an action figure collector necessarily to be buying something like this and displaying it. To me, this looks like a piece of art that someone would have up on their wall. It looks so good. I'm always impressed with your work. This has got to be why they won the Grand Championship last year, because their skill set is so amazing. He's out of New York City, and he's a great guy. He also is a tattoo artist, so make sure you're following him. Make sure you're hitting like on everybody's work. If you are not following the hashtag Thisweekindioramas, you can follow that, and you can see all of the dioramas that I also did not get to showcase. But we are showcasing more. This one is coming from Tiny Keys. Let's see if Nuchenflick. Did I say that right? Found during a lockdown walk around the Canal Exberg. This is one of those things that is, it's one of my favorite sort of artworks, is the ability to take something out in real life and try to match it as closely as possible. And they did a great job. In some ways, usually the diorama almost looks better because the colors that we use usually are more vibrant. That's the third time I've said vibrant colors, just so you know, if we're keeping account. But you really did an amazing job trying to replicate what you found out in real life. I mean, you can see how they matched the graffiti as close as possible, and I think you really nailed it. You did a great job with this, and I love the texture that you've got on this wall. It looks so good. Dang it, you did a great job on this. Here are some behind the scenes where we can see how they built this up, added more details. How fun is that? So awesome job. This one's coming from Silent 0N3, Silent on 3, getting the windows in it. So this is a work in progress piece as far as I understand it, and it is already looking really nice. I love the brickwork with the mortar. There's little variants within each of the bricks, both in the sculpt and in the paintwork, which is awesome to see. It gives it that organic feel. So this is turning out really nicely. I love the blue trim around the windows. That looks awesome. So I can't wait to see this thing when it is complete. Let's see, almost time to start building these boys a stage. I assume that they mean the stairway and the anyway, awesome job. This one's coming from Nemai Customs. Make sure you give them a like, and thank you for offering up one of the prize packs from last year's Grand Championship. This is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sewer diorama. It's outside. We've got some nice lighting. Throw this into some darker, moodier light, and this thing is really gonna pop. But look at the paint details. I'm glad you brought this outside so you could get some nice light so we can see these details. This is so grimy looking. Your paintwork is so good. You have stepped up your diorama game so much from when you first started to now. I mean, this is awesome work. You did a great job. I love this nasty, grimy, disgusting little trough like. Ugh, I would not touch that at all. You did a great job with the blocks. There's some nice little paint details. You can see a little bits of green strewn throughout. This is a great looking piece, so awesome job. Next is coming from Fred_builds. This is a, what is it calling it? Throwback to a warehouse for a stop motion project. I love stop motion. I'm gonna have to check it out to see if I can watch this stop motion project. Hit me in the comments if there is a link that I can get to find that. This piece is absolutely epic. There is so much going on here with the destroyed portion of the floor here. You've got trusses and floor joists and so much architectural design within this piece, and then the paintwork on top of all of it is so good. It is a huge piece. I mean, wow, this thing just looks so incredible. You did an amazing job on this. Again, the paintwork, the sculpt, the details, the pipes, everything. It's just so incredible looking. All of you, every week, you just amaze me every single week with the talent that there is out there. Look at that. You've got the wrapped piece with the bricks inside and it's breaking apart. Wow, this is a stunning piece. This next one is coming from Jason Jensen Trains. Built this from a garage sale model. Okay, this looks amazing. Your paintwork is spectacular. I love all of the details that you added onto this, and I can't say anything more. Here is what it originally looked like. Yeah, you know, it looks nice. It's got the structural pieces that you need, and then you look at how they painted it up. Wow, that is stunning. Amazing work. And last but not least, coming from DS Custom Studio. It's a 10x10 Tatooine style diorama they made it for Sunroom Toy Reviews. This is a really nice looking piece. I am digging on the yellowish kind of look that we've got with the paint, and then the weathering that you did to be able to get that aged look and feel. But I think the highlight of this piece is really the door. When you're making doors, all you need to do sometimes is just add these little accent details to get it a little bit more structural feel, a little more depth and contrast and what have you, and it just pops. And having these little extra details thrown on there really adds to it. And then you have this little light. This looks to be just a bendy straw, and then I don't know if this is some sort of flashlight or what you've got there. Looking great. Throw some posters on there and you've got yourself a diorama. So very nicely done. Alrighty, there you have it, folks. We are at the end of another amazing set of dioramas, but we're not quite done yet. We need to reveal the winner of last week's fan vote, and I also decided, based off of the feedback and the fact that I kind of just don't really want to stop doing the fan votes, we got to reveal my top 5 for this week. All right, hold on. I'm going to interrupt myself. I originally recorded this episode and I was going to continue doing the weekly fan vote, and after getting a few more comments and thinking about it a little bit more, I'm not going to keep doing that. What I am going to do, decision has been made. We're going to do 1 vote per month, like I had kind of mentioned in the last episode. We're going to do 1 vote per month, so that means the last episode of each month is going to be the fan vote for the month. That way then we get kind of an intermixing of the fan votes and no votes. So what that means, I'm not going to do a vote in March because we did the episode 1. That kind of entails a bunch of what was there from December to, last week. So that means coming in April, the last episode of the month will be the vote month. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm working up the actual schedule for all of the episodes for season 3. I'm probably going to post that up on my Facebook page. That's facebook.com/TechChucker. If you're interested, I think I may have to create it as events or something like that. I don't know. But you can kind of figure based off of what I said last time, we're gonna do 1 week off each month. That will usually always be the last week of the month is gonna be the off week. That will coincide very well with the vote because then I can have a nice cutoff and give myself time to be able to announce that winner for that month. So that is how we are going to do the show going forward. And now I'm gonna let previous me explain the last part of the show. Let's jump right on into your winner from last week's episode. Your winner is the TMNT Rooftop Dio by Diorama. Congratulations, you are now entered into the Grand Championship coming at the end of this year. Alrighty, there you have it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit that like button, hit the subscribe and the bell notification and all that other crap. If you haven't already, you're already at the end of the video. You might as well make sure you're subscribed. And I will see you next week.